Now, breaking tonight, Prince Harry's bombshell memoir will be released on January the 10th, publishing industry insiders have revealed. Well, as the shadow of that potentially destructive memoir looms large, it's encouraging to know that the government has secretly launched plans, first laid out by Her late Majesty Elizabeth the Great, to axe the estranged Prince Harry and disgraced Prince Andrew's royal capabilities. So is now the time for them to be stripped of all formal duties by law? Currently, both disgraced dukes are able to fill in for the King under the Regency Act, which provides a stand-in for the monarch in the event that he becomes incapacitated. But speaking in the House of Lords yesterday, Viscount Stansgate Stephen Benn asked whether it was time for an amendment to be made to the Act. Watch.
Noble Lord the Minister not think it is time to approach the King to discuss the potential amendment of this Act, in particular Clause 6, which at the moment defines regents in relation to their line of succession to the Crown. Otherwise, is the government happy to continue with a situation where the councillors of state and regency powers may be exercised by the Duke of York or the Duke of Sussex, one of whom has left public life and one of whom has left the country?
In response, the Lord Privy Seal, Lord True, said he would not comment on specific circumstances of councillors, but he did not rule out a change to ensure the resilience of constitutional arrangements. I think Ben has a point. Why on earth should Harry and Andrew, both of whom have resigned from royal duties, be allowed to fill in for the monarch? Dawn Neeson. They've got to go. They've got to be stripped.
Totally agree. Because there's two people there that really, really are worthy of the job. That's Princess Anne and Sophie.
And they're not even allowed.
They're not even allowed. That's ridiculous.
It'd be great.
Princess Anne's the hardest working royal. Sophie was just amazing support for the Queen and one of the favourites for her to spend her last few days with. So just those two women should really be the councillors. Andrew and Harry, I don't even want to hear their names again. I'm so fed up with both of them.
I know, but the problem is, Adam, this isn't something that can just happen. It
Right.
does have to go through...
Well, let's do it.
There has to be a change of law. What I find fascinating about this, and this is going to, I think, really hurt Andrew and Harry, is that the Queen, the late Queen, had agreed to this before her death. So what we're seeing is sort of a softly approach, but essentially what the royal family are telling the government is, we want Andrew and Harry written out of our arrangement.
And because, you know, if that is true that the Queen did set this in motion, then it shows that they know the damage that these two could cause. At the end of the day, Prince Andrew wouldn't defend himself in a US court. He'd rather pay off an alleged victim.
A woman he'd never met.
Yeah, he'd rather pay off an alleged victim of...
Virginia Giuffre we're talking about.
Rather than go and defend himself. Now, if I've done something wrong, I want to go and defend myself and clear my name. Now, he would be a national embarrassment on the world stage, you know, if he had any duties, in my opinion. And then you get to Harry and his wife that just want to hit the self-destruct button on the whole royal family.
Well, they hate the royal family,
so,
actually.
You know,
apparently.
They've got to go.
Yeah, I mean, look, I don't think either of them should be able to stand in for the King. It kind of does annoy me a bit that they're always clubbed together. I think Prince Harry choosing to step away from royal life is on a very different scale to sex abuse and hanging out with Jeffrey Epstein even after his sex scandals.
Sex abuse.
Alleged sex scandals, because we'll never know, because he paid £12 million or whatever it was to avoid justice. I think it's absolutely appalling that Prince Andrew is still being funded by the taxpayer, you know, living in royal households. But to be honest, I think there's so many more important things going on. I don't care. But I couldn't care if I never hear about either of them again. But I don't think they should be able to stand
but you're going to be hearing a lot more about
our country.
Dawn, I know you work for the Daily Star, and the Daily Star approach, which has been quite brilliant, is to refuse to name the couple and put a little black strip over their eyes and sort of say...
Well, they want their privacy, Dan, remember. Let's respect that.
But the reality is, Dawn, this autobiography coming out on January the 10th, I mean... Goodness gracious me, he barely delayed it 2 months. That's not showing any respect to the memory of the Queen. He's doing this before his father's coronation.
Yeah, no, I think it's completely wrong. And we don't know how much of this is coming from Harry and how much is coming from the publishers. The publishers might be forcing the publication date through as well. So in Harry's defence, which is not that easy to do occasionally, we don't know how much fits the publisher and how much fits Harry. If I was him, I'd scrap the book completely. Because what...
But he won't, Adam. because he wants the big bucks.
Yeah.
That's what he's about. He wants the 20 million or whatever it is.
Again, this is the couple that left the UK for privacy and have done everything to put themselves around the world. You know, this is... Again, I'm sick of talking about
the max. I mean, Ashley James, look, I know you woke warriors tend to want to defend Harry and Meghan all the time. But are even you now sick of the hypocrisy of these two?
Look, like I said to you every week, I don't think about them at all. I don't particularly like them. I don't dislike them. I understand why they wanted to get out of the confines of the royal family. I won't buy the book, just like I don't listen to Meghan's podcast. I feel like I just don't care about them. I don't think they necessarily deserve the level of hatred they got. I think Harry's done some amazing things for the country, which is why I don't like the fact he's almost clubbed together with Prince Andrew.
The only reason he's lumped together with Prince Andrew is because they're non-working royals.
But they're both called the disgraced princes.
They're both doing serious damage to the royal family.
What I will say is I'd rather
disgraceful, in my opinion.
I'd rather him make his own money than have Prince Andrew taking taxpayer money, especially during a cost of living crisis.